there, guys. We're here live in Washington, D.C. You're watching JNL Live, and today we're going to be covering one of the biggest rallies, if not the biggest rally to ever be held in the name of climate change, which is happening, of course. It has been happening, and now we're seeing a huge escalation of the effects that the climate is going to see because of these pipelines that are running through the U.S., and that is what a lot of this rally is about today. We're going to be talking to people about their opinions on what Obama has said in his latest State of the Union address, where he mentions climate change, and he mentions wind and solar as being the options that he is pushing for, and the increase of the jobs that those have led to already. But he seems to be favoring natural gas, which a lot of us have a huge issue with, and this refers to the tar sands XL pipeline as well, that he did not mention at all in his speech, and the Spectra pipeline, for instance, which is going to be causing huge amounts of fracking throughout New York City. It's wreaking havoc on Pennsylvania, and if Governor Cuomo has his way, 85% of New York State will be available for fracking as well. So what I'm going to start off with is just some facts that I pulled up about the KXL pipeline in particular, which is running down from Canada, and this is on the Forward on Climate website themselves. So this is the information that they've been providing for the viewers of their website regarding the key facts about the Keystone XL pipeline that you may not know. So the first is about reducing dependence on foreign oil. One of the claims is that the tar sands pipeline will help us reduce our dependence on foreign oil. However, this is not the case. Keystone XL will not lessen U.S. dependence. Rather, it's going to just transport Canadian crude oil into the U.S. borders, where it then will be refined and sold out as an export to other countries such as Latin America and the European nations. So what this is actually doing is not only is it making the proceeds tax-free for the corporation, but all this is that this drains the Midwestern refineries. This is where the production goes in. So it all seeps down out of Canada, and it goes into these Midwestern refineries, and all the oil leaves then to be refined further, and then that finished product will leave the country. So the Midwest loses all of its oil. All this oil comes in and then gets shipped out. So in order for them to get access to gas, this oil has to be then imported in. This is a big problem. And if we really wanted energy dependence, not that I would ever condone the drilling in America, this oil should have stayed here, if that is going to be the argument. But we know that that isn't the case, and that's why a lot of people are here today. There's so many signs that you will see as we start to walk around that say no KXL, no KXL. We've got groups like Idle No More here. There's lots of youth organizations that are here. And Forward on Climate is also a very large organization that is putting the pressure that they claim that Obama has asked for. Now, and we're going to be interviewing some people on how they actually feel about Obama and whether they think that he will take the action necessary to stop the production and the construction of the pipeline itself. Because one of the major other issues is safety. Now, what scientists are crying out about is that the pipeline itself is extremely unsafe. A single rupture in the KXL pipeline could cause a BP-style spill across America's heartland. So just imagine what happened in the Gulf a few years ago happening in the Midwest. In the entire Midwest region, if there was a catastrophic rupture in the pipeline, it would cover the area in oil, and I can't even really imagine what this would look like in the Midwest. So this is a very, very dangerous thing that we're playing with here. And not only that, but this is the source of fresh drinking water for over 2 million people. So this pipeline is jeopardizing the lifeline of 2 million people. And not only that, but it is the tar sands pipeline that is doing this, and the fracking pipelines that are doing it as well. And what fracking does, just for any of you out there who are not totally informed about how fracking works, there is a process in which water and a series of chemicals are forced into these areas of shale where this natural gas resides, and they pump into the shale in order to extract the gas. And this causes a huge amount of methane production to be released, as well as carbon, and this filters into the water supply. So what is happening is wherever these fracking pipelines are going in, the water supply inevitably becomes affected, and this can become so extreme from the methane production, that faucets are actually able to be lit on fire. And we've been talking a lot about this when we've gone to Spectre demonstrations, is how absolutely devastating this is to the very small natural resource that we have
Maybe
left.
you could help us out with that, Kat.
And so 2 million people alone would be affected if the KXL pipeline had a rupture. And this, I think, would affect the natural aquifer that occurs in the Midwest, which only has a shelf life of about 20 years left. So not only do we only have 20 years left of our natural water supply in the Midwest, but this could become completely cut short if there was a rupture in the KXL pipeline. And not only that, scientists refer to it as essentially game over. So this is very, very serious, and I don't know if Obama is taking the demands from scientists to look into this more and to see the safety concerns that they are doing their research on. I don't know how much this is resonating in the White House or in Congress. So again, all this stuff that we're going to be talking about as we have our rally here. We're right in front of the stage where there will be a rally held here today at noon. There's also a socialist climate-related march that is going to be marching here. We've also got buses coming in from 130 different cities to protest and to air their grievances about the pipeline and the destruction of the wilderness as we know it. So this is a historic event today, and I hope you guys keep on watching. I hope you guys keep tweeting it out, Facebooking, whatever you got to do. Let people know that we're out here, and it is freezing cold today. It's about 36 degrees here in DC, so we are doing our best. Come on and give me a hug.
Follow up on Lauren was saying.
Hello. One of my Occupy LA peeps.
Yay,
we got
what up,
more.
sister?
We got a lot of our New Yorker peeps coming in. People from LA, people from Portland, people from all over. I've heard people saying they're from Tennessee. I also met a woman today already, just a happen chance counter. She's asking for signatures for a petition, and she's a local farm owner from Pennsylvania. She lives in northeastern Pennsylvania, and as of right now, all of the land surrounding her farm has been bought up by the Keystone XL pipeline and the Fracking Pipeline Corporation. So her land is being threatened by eminent domain, which she is going to fight to the end, but there is a big chance that her land will be taken from her. So there's really so little that we can do except maybe form a blockade together and stand firm and protest at her farm. But she's got a petition going around, and there are many like her.
How's the AV, Kat?
That have come from all over the place to be here and to share their story and to seek some answers and some change from this presidency, from this administration who claims that they want
Hi, Ruby.
the climate change to be part of their policies and part of their decision making. So we'll see. Not to mention the Keystone Pipeline is also a huge carbon bomb just waiting. And some of the other information that we saw up on the site talked about a group of retired 4-star generals and admirals. And they are admitting that this potential for the Keystone XL pipeline to be such a huge catastrophic disaster, it must be addressed. And if it's not addressed, time will only tell when something like this could go wrong. So, we're hearing this from scientists, we're hearing this from farmers, we're hearing this from local residents, and it's really something that should be addressed. So, my opinion is that Obama doesn't really care as much as he should. My opinion is that he is once again just feeding us a bunch of empty rhetoric. However, I think that if enough of us put some pressure, he may decide to sign something worth a damn and make a difference before it's too late. So we're hoping that this gets the attention that it needs today. And now we're just going to walk around a little bit and see who we can talk to. And again, a lot of different groups here, so lots of diversity. And once again, if you guys are not following us already on Twitter, it's JAK_NLAUREN. And we will be out here all day streaming the events and whatever possible civil disobedience or other actions will be springing up, and we will be marching after the rally. So stay with us, guys.
Thanks, Ruby.
Trying to stay warm in DC.
How was your social stream? Because
mine's good.
Mine's like freezing up.
I'm on 3G. The 4G, the hotspot isn't rolling.
Oh. The hotspot's rolling?
No, the hotspot's not rolling. I'm full on
We're on
3G.
occupied air today.
Oh, I'm sorry. I must have been mistaken. Well, check out the Pell Report. All
right, so where do we want to go here?
I don't know.
Find someone to talk to.
A joint TTR air special authority.
I like your sign, buddy. What's your name? Adrian. And why are you out here today? Stop the Keystone Pipeline. And can you tell me anything about the pipeline? What is it that you really don't like about it? What'd you say? It can destroy the planet, which is unfixable. That's a really good reason. So what are you hoping? Are you hoping that President Obama will see this huge rally today and do something good about it? Is that your hope? Yeah, I know. Are you staying warm out here? No, really?
No, neither are we.
Well, thank you, man. Thank you so much for being here. Give me a big book. All right. So we got people from all ages, all places. Oh, where are you from, buddy? You're from Texas. Oh, wow. So you guys did you guys get in here today?
No, just flew in last night.
Just flew in. Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. We're from New York, and we're a traveling indie news team. So we're just going around interviewing. This is our channel, JNL Live, on Ustream. So right now we're broadcasting live on the internet. So thank you again for talking to me. Yeah. Thank you guys for being here. Oh, I know. I can't imagine.
You guys come from Texas just
All right. And all the yellow hats that you guys are seeing, those are marshals for the march. So we've got quite a lot of marshals to help make this march or parade or whatever you want to call it a success. So I'm going to walk around. Let's see if we can get out of the crowd a little bit.
Yeah, just ask people about their signs.
If summer is coming, the pool will be.
We're here from Charlottesville. Came up with the Sierra Club
Okay, great.
at 350.
So Charlottesville and
Charlottesville, Virginia.
wow, excellent.
We got some buses together and a large group of us, all different ages, came up today.
That's
I'm from
fantastic.
Oklahoma.
And I'm from New Hampshire.
I love that there are people all over the country.
Too. So we have quite an eclectic group of people here, all for the same idea. Save our environment. Stop ignoring it.
So now, obviously, the war against the environment has been raging for years. It's been going on for decades, but it feels like we're definitely getting to a crisis situation. I think even more so than people thought 30 years ago. What do you think is the most important thing that we need to focus on right now? Is it the carbon issue? I mean, is it the fact that we're still on oil in general? I mean, I think that this has been something that's been pushed for years.
We need a tax on carbon. That's for sure. In some way, shape, or form. There's several different ways that people are talking about doing it. We need that. One thing today, we need to stop these Keystone XL pipelines.
For sure, for
It
sure.
can't happen. Several people who know about climate have said it's game over.
Exactly.
So we have to stop it.
Yeah, even NASA's top scientists are saying that it's game over if the pipeline gets finished.
And the thing is, we're not going to use the oil for the United States.
No! It's going to Europe and Latin America.
We're going to help our country to help someone else, and the big oil companies make more money.
I know.
I know. That is the hugest misconception. I think one of the biggest problems that we're fighting now.
There you go.
There is this misconception that natural gas is good, and that when people are using these energy independent terms, that people will ignorantly go along with what's happening instead of actually doing the research. And it's funny that you mentioned the carbon tax thing, because what I've been reading is that what a lot of these companies are doing, these big oil companies, is they're actually buying tax credits from the companies that are producing less emissions.
It's a lazy way to get around responsibility. And I recently drove through Colorado and Kansas, and they have these huge wind farms. they started around 2 years ago. They just went online and they're supposed to support electricity for 380,000 houses. That's what we need, and that's part of the infrastructure that we need to have that electricity available to other parts from where it's produced.
I don't understand why politicians who say they're the money people don't understand investing in the future. I just don't understand why they're not investing in renewable resources. Well, this is a funny thing too, because there has been an assault on alternative energy. I mean, since like the Tesla days, and especially even when all these inventors were coming out with all these alternative energy inventions, oil companies were buying up all the rights to them, and so the oil companies are perhaps sitting on all of these amazing alternatives, and this is what blows my mind, is that they could be investing in this, and they could be at the forefront of when we completely change our tune and get out of these high emission, fuel industries.
But that means spending more money to retrofit, and there could be in what's available now.
Yeah, I think that their goal is to just run everything dry, and once it's at that crisis point for their bottom line, maybe we'll start seeing more windmills. I remember I used to live in Daytona Beach, and there was a project that was proposed for windmills out on the ocean water because we get such a breeze in Daytona. And locals voted it down because they thought it would be an eyesore. On the Cape.
Yep, Cape Cod.
It blows my mind. Isn't it a beautiful thing? I mean, to me, that's not an eyesore. That's a beautiful thing to wake up to.
And the one in Cape Cod was like 7 miles off the coast, and they said it was still an eyesore.
And you couldn't even see it.
No, I'm sorry. All these factories are eyesores. All these tractors and drilling, that's an eyesore.
No, that's what I'm saying. What's more aesthetic?
I know.
What's more aesthetically
I know.
pleasing? Windmills or an oil spill across the Midwest?
Logic.
Yeah, I was just talking to a farmer from northeastern Pennsylvania, and she's like the last man standing out there. The pipelines, they bought up all the land around her, and she's just waiting for them to pull eminent domain on her. So she's got petitions going, and but yeah, it's just it's tough. You can't fight these guys.
Well,
Thank
I
you.
the United States be more like.
I was wondering where that went.
So much more progressive.
I agree. I love the variety of the signs, so you've really got it all there. And this is a really powerful image too.
We'll turn it.
Oh, I got it. Thank you. Yeah, you got to look at I wasn't actually surprised by this. The other day we were reading that Fox News said the reason America doesn't have solar is because it's not as sunny as Germany. That's the reason we don't have solar in America, according to Fox News.
Creative thinking moment.
I know. Thank you, Fox, for reporting the truth.
Good job.
It's not as sunny as Germany is. That's why Germany is leading the world in solar energy. Right.
I lived in Germany for 4 years.
I just couldn't believe it. Like, of all the nonsense they say, like, really?
Really, that's why Florida's called the Sunshine State. That might be a great place to start. Maybe they're the only place that's sunny besides Germany.
New Mexico has it.
New Mexico, California.
Well, that's one of the things that we can.
Yes, drummer, it's extremely cold. You have no idea.
Solar companies where they will lease part of your land instead of solar farms, and you can make income. If you get enough panels, the Con Ed will buy back your electric.
I know New Mexico, there's lots of people in New Mexico that do that.
Yep.
They have lots and lots of farms out there that are solar farms.
That's awesome.
It's really kind of cool.
It is.
They've got some wonderful houses.
Yeah.
I went on a couple of sites when I was out there. They were amazing. They were just beautiful. I couldn't get over how beautiful they were. And they're in the desert. And they had running water in the house that was pumped. It was just amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah, we're looking to build an Earthship soon, actually. Whoa. Thanks, drummer. We're not in Florida.
That's awesome. Exactly, you don't. And I think that's also part of it, is that, we all have to see, we are all going to have to consume less, but there are ways that you can get everything that you need, and you don't have to be such a detriment to the earth. And I think it's just getting fuel bus to finish its conversions, and we're going to be traveling all across the country, and we're probably going to be going to Oklahoma.
The action camp in March.
I wanted to get an RV that could transition into using oil.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to buy an RV and travel to the United States. I want my house, but I don't want to do it based on oil and gas. I mean, we need other things.
Yeah.
I like solar panels on the top of the turbine.
Well, yeah, we have solar panels waiting for us too.
Yeah.
Yep, we got solar panels sitting up in New York right now. When our bus is done, we're going to drive the bus up to New York and put solar panels on it, and then we're heading out to Oklahoma. There's a week-long action camp, the Great Plains Tar Sands Resistance. So we'll be out there for that.
Yeah, and also there's been a call put out in the Dakotas too.
No chemtrails today.
Indigenous people think that they compare the Keystone XL to an act of war.
Oh yeah.
So they mean business. They're like, this is an assault. I can't, you can't take this anymore. So they're calling for people.
Well, I noticed two of our speaker stays sounded like they were for some Native American tribes.
Yeah, I know there are representatives from I Don't Know More. I've seen a few of them sprinkled out, and yeah, they're really pushing hard. They're a great movement. It's really nice to see all these tribal nations coming together and speaking out. This land was their land.
Well, and one last thing, we need to stop this love affair with our cars. And
I know.
We go wherever we want. Yes, the United States is huge, but we have to be more responsible. And I hate to say this, but I think they should increase the tax if they have. If it hasn't been raised.
That's what Europe does. They find alternatives quick when you put a big tax on that.
Oh yeah,
you affect
somebody's wallet.
Yes.
That's when they make changes. It's when you hit their pocket.
It is. It's almost like you got to punish them a little.
Well, it's like the pollution tax they're trying to make right now.
Right.
And that's the thing. I think that taxing is a good incentive for people to switch over.
If they're not buying tax credits.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is not allowing oil companies to buy tax credits because that's the purpose.
Yeah, she is, isn't she?
Well, thank you so much, ladies, for talking to us.
Thank you.
Reps from New Hampshire and Oklahoma and Virginia.
Thank you.
See you around. Thank you.
Take care. Crusoe girl says Lauren is so cute, all bundled up.
Oh, thank you. Trying to stay warm. I can't feel my toes no more.
All right, do we want to go over to the windmills over there?
Yeah, let's go check out the
I just want to see bigger ones like that.
Right? They're an eyesore, according to people.
BP to make oil, you can get the wind for free. Mother Earth gives it to us. It's important to put Earth first. Charlottesville area, Central Virginia. One of only 9 states that has no wind turbines. None.
What state is that? Virginia.
You said that was Virginia?
Virginia.
The only state?
One of 9. Virginia is only one of 9 states that has no alternative power stations. No solar, no wind. They got a bunch of dunderheads in the legislative assembly, unfortunately.
Gotcha, yeah.
They'll catch on eventually. This is what's coming.
Yes, I agree. And I was just talking to some other ladies who are from Charlottesville as well, and we were discussing about how in a couple places we know, like in the Cape and in Daytona, projects for windmills have been voted down because they felt they weren't aesthetically pleasing.
They're beautiful.
Exactly.
They're quiet, they're clean, no carbon, no pollution.
Of course,
no
Crusoe.
problem.
Get the word out.
I feel
Tell
like
people
we
to check out the
need more
stream.
people saying the windmills are beautiful, and maybe
I love them.
maybe
I have
the
them
love
all over my yard. I love to watch them blow in the wind. I have all different designs, and I set them up. The kids from around the neighborhood come to watch them. They're great.
And what's your name, sir?
Hank.
Hank.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hank Hellman, like Hellman Manning. Capital H.
Thank you so much for being out here, guys.
Right.
Even in this
He's
cold.
a Hank Hill singers.
You're not cold enough, huh?
A lot of energy here today. The other day in Germany, they had a day where it was sunny and windy like today, and if you turned on your lights or shaved your face with your electric razor, it was coming from free energy, from the wind, from the solar, no pollution,
Well,
all of it, 100%. We're behind Germany.
According to Fox News, the reason we don't have solar energy like Germany is because it's not as sunny here, according to Fox News.
Way more sun than Germany.
I know.
We got more bombs than Germany. So we don't want to be behind Germany, right?
Cold War of energy.
Grudge there.
Well, thank you, Hank. Thank you, guys.
Talk to you.
All right. Where are we going? Honey, over there. Yep. That's next.
Sierra Club banner. Oh, I didn't know they've been around since 1893.
Yeah. First time in 120 years I've done a civil disobedience. All right, so you want to talk to somebody?
Hello there.
Hi there. We're doing great.
So I heard you guys, the Sierra Club had their first civil disobedience in over 100 years.
That's right.
So do any of the people that were involved in civil disobedience?
I don't know. Speaking on the street.
Oh, they will be speaking?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Stream this.
Some of the people that were involved in the civil disobedience earlier this week will be speaking on the main stage here. So that's something we'll be looking forward to. Know that Virginia is one of 9 states that has no solar or windmill power. I think it is pathetic. I would never have expected that.
There's a lot of good wind in Virginia, too.
Right? And I'm sure you
Big
guys...
Day is known for it.
I'm sure you guys get some sun occasionally.
Oh, every now and then. Every now and then.
Well, we're part of an indie journalist team known as JNL Live on Ustream.
Okay.
So, obviously, Sierra Club's been around a really long time, but has the agenda changed as a result of these pipelines coming into construction? Is that the main focus of the organization, or still the broader aspects of how the climate is being assaulted in so many ways?
Oh, I think you got to look at the broad picture. This is a problem that's going to have to be addressed in a serious way. You can't just focus on one thing.
Yeah, and for instance, if the pipeline construction was ended tomorrow, we still have so much work to do.
Yeah.
So
the pipeline project is really just looking forward.
It's the nail in the coffin.
It's hard to come out. It's so dirty. But that doesn't go to anything to getting us out of the mess we're already in. We already are way over the goal, the treaty's established goal for where carbon should be. We need to get back to that, and that means getting rid of more coal-fired plants, and that means really
Thanks,
pushing
Munjan.
for solar and wind and other clean energy.
Now, there's this treaty, so this should have been motivation for people to clean up their acts, per se. But is there any kind of this treaty? I mean, it feels like there aren't enough penalties out there.
Well, there aren't any penalties out there.
Yeah, and they're just buying their carbon credits from other good behavior.
Even that's
companies.
voluntary.
Yeah.
There aren't. The United States has really done nothing to establish any penalties for this. I mean, hey, Kate, where's Kate? It needs to happen. Europe has done a little better with this, but not much. We're way behind the rest of the world.
What did you think about President Obama's State of the Union address? Do you feel like he said enough of what he should have said regarding climate? Because I was a little disheartened by his mention of natural gas in this positive way.
If he actually acted on what he said, I would feel a lot better. But there's a lot he can do, even just with executive action, that I'm still not confident is going to happen. That's why we're here, to do things like make sure that the pipeline, that XL pipeline gets stopped, and make sure that the government, at least as far as he can do with executive powers, is behind the notion of eliminating fossil fuels.
Yeah, I mean, it is a little frustrating when you've got people putting their bodies on the line, chaining themselves to equipment, they're camping out at the construction sites. You know, people are going to all these Great Lakes to try to stop, you know, the trees being cut down in the pipeline. But all it takes for him is just a flick of a pen, and he could change so many things. And it's beyond frustrating. So, yeah, I really hope that he's listening or watching or paying attention today. Because, you know, this is important. So, thank you so much. What was your name?
I'm Steve.
Steve. Great to meet you. I'm Lauren.
All right, thanks, Lauren.
And if you want to check out Ustream.tv on our channel, that's where this interview will be.
Take a look.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for what you're doing.
Thanks for following.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I did it best I could. I'm curious about this sign over here.
What sign?
Just a minus.
7 billion reasons to deal with climate change now. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
That's not even counting all the creatures.
Yeah, for sure. So what's your major concern right now? Do you think of climate change as the broad global idea, like as your picture depicts, or are you looking at ways that locally we can start, you know, chipping away at this monster right now? What are your thoughts?
You hit the nail on both heads. Being aware that what we're doing locally is impacting people who are already living on the edge of the sort of survival spectrum. People in Bangladesh are going to lose their land or their fishing grounds, and so any little change that we can make here it makes our lives better, but you know, maybe it makes our lives a little bit better, but it makes other people's lives the difference between life and death. I think that's really well.
Thanks, Arts.
There is a lack of global mindset in the U.S. I feel like so often we're like this bubble. A lot of people only consider how it impacts, you know, the U.S., but yeah, in other parts of the world it is much more extreme and life and death.
They haven't had an opportunity to.
Yeah, they've never gotten to that point of having so much money at their disposal or
material goods, you know? Yeah, so they don't have a choice right now. We have a choice, so maybe live a little bit more simply.
Well, yeah, and we're just being so reckless. I mean, we're such an abundant nation with so many natural resources, and we're just selling them out, you know, to make a profit with no regard for the future. I mean, that's the thing. It's like 7 billion people now, and how many more will be born in the next decade, the next 20 years? You know, when our aquifer in the Midwest is supposed to run out of water. It's just crazy, but it's so nice to see so many people here that are passionate. Yeah. It is, for sure.
And that are willing to brave this weather.
Yes, for sure. Because it's so inconvenient when it's actually cold in winter.
And windy.
Yes. So. But it's nice. The wind at least is keeping all of these cute windmills going, and that's really cool.
Next year we
I love it. Yeah, I really do. So where are you guys from?
Richmond, Virginia.
There are a lot of Virginians.
Where are you from?
Well, we're originally based out of New York City, but we're actually traveling. We're going to be a mobile occupation called Occupy Bus Tour, and so we have a bus that's being converted to vegetable oil right now. It's going to have some solar panels put on it.
Oh, great.
And we're going to start traveling to some of the other actions. Yeah, we're going to try really hard to get to some of these tar sands blockades that are happening in Oklahoma, and there's also been a call put out in Dakota. So,
how are you getting funding to keep going?
A lot of it. We do have a WePay account. We have several WePays. We have one for our stream. Right now we're broadcasting live on the internet. But yeah, a lot of it is we're just kind of take it as it goes, you know, and
piecing it together wherever we can.
Yeah, we're taking it step by step, but you know, it's pretty cool. We got to get court
making the steps.
Yeah, you know, it's just we want to be
the change.
Too. It's like you can do this,
Right.
And with limited means, especially, that there are a lot of things. And we're also trying to adapt to life of minimalism and, you know, less impact and all that. So we keep it very, very bare bones.
Agreed, drummer.
Yeah, there's only been 4 of us, and 4 of us have been living out of a van, waiting on the bus to be done.
So it is possible to live in less than 4,000 square feet and be happy.
Oh yes. Isn't that nuts? We live in a tent.
And our grandchildren will blame us for driving Hummers, but I thought that was a little too aggressive. But really, if you think about it, I think we're so centrally focused, but locally, but also temporally. We're only thinking about now.
Yeah.
What about our grandchildren and
Yeah.
grandchildren and the world they have to live in?
I know.
You're right.
It's kind of scary. I'm thinking about my girls are in their 20s, and maybe they have to deal with water shortages, not just for their gardens, but for themselves.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and also gas price increases. The pipeline's not going to lower gas, which is a big misconception going around right now.
We should pay
Because of
gas,
fracking.
we should pay what it's worth so that it forces us to live more locally. I don't think we should be wearing clothes from Bangladesh.
So lots of people here. You all can see hundreds, probably thousands at this point of people here. This is looking great.
Talking to us. Have a day.
Take care. All right. It is so cold.
A little bit, so hear people.
Lauren, let's go back that way.
The music's really loud.
I know, but we're going to be dealing with that all day. Can't get away from it. Hey, Short Glide. So who is this I'm speaking with? Because I don't know you by Short Glide.
I like your vest here.
Thank you. It's not one from 2011, it's more recent. Actually, the 2011 one.
Yeah, they're giving out more of those.
I like her banner there, separate oil and state. That's pretty cool. Alright, we're part of a
Hold on. First, I love your hair. Oh my gosh.
so we're part of an indie news team. We broadcast live on the internet. Called JNL Live. And I just saw your site from a distance, and I just love the depiction of that. So can you just tell me a little bit about it in your own words, like what brought you here and what you're going for, and what priceofoil.org is as well for our audience who doesn't know. Is that too much time at once?
I don't. This is a sign that my mom drives around in this thing that she calls the anti-frack mobile, and we drive around New Jersey and the Northeast with it. And so it's a car with a canoe on it that talks about fracking and don't frack our water, tell Governor Cuomo to not frack the Delaware, and so on and so forth. And she goes to a bunch of rallies, and she got this one of her other rallies. So I just picked up to sign it because I really like it because we like citizens talk a lot about like the separation of like church and state and how like religion shouldn't have an effect over our government, but oil does, and we're trying to separate those two things, oil and gas industry, from the government. The government subsidizes oil and gas, making it far cheaper than green energy. So it's time to break away.
Yeah, and I think government needs to break up with the corporations in general, which is one of the major problems is corporations have so much lobbying power, and they can just get whatever they want, and this corporate interest group ALEC, which is like this huge evil entity that doesn't pay taxes. They lobby for like at least 800 laws a year on average, that get passed in legislation, and it's exactly the perfect depiction of it. So yeah, I love that your mom has this anti-fracking mobile. That is such a beautiful, like autonomous way that an everyday citizen can make a statement and use what they have to tell people how they're feeling. And I grew up in New Jersey too. I grew up in Clifton, which is close to New York City. And yeah, you can see. It's all factories there. It's all. That's like where Jersey gets bad breath.
Yeah, I'm from Cranford, which is like 20 miles right outside the city. It's terrible.
And the air smells like sulfur, and it's got landfills. mess. But yeah, I mean, what Cuomo is doing right now, it's such a betrayal, you know, to New York State and New Jersey's wildlife, and like you said, to Delaware.
People in general.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I can live without gasoline. I can live without their pipelines. I can, you know, I can go find a piece of land and live off the grid, but nowhere is becoming safe anymore. And you know, yeah, and especially when you look at the you know, this effect, this like varicose vein like takeover the pipeline when you look at it on the map. It's horrifying. It really is. So I'm so glad you guys are out here. It's also right. We've been meeting people from Virginia, Texas, New Hampshire. It's starting to feel so much more like nationally. We're all coming together. You know, it's the place to do it. What was your name?
Eleanor.
Eleanor. It's great to meet you. We're here in Hello Jersey. I'm Lauren. This is Jack.
Jack.
So thank you so much. Have a good day. Stay warm.
You like this for me? All right, some more people are showing up here. There's definitely thousands of people here right now. I don't know if you guys can get a better look. Hold the camera up like this for all of you. Yep. We're getting here before
I love your outfit. I like. Babe, get a shot of it. Great.
I was in Portland, Maine on the 26th of January for the...
That's what Becky wanted us to go to that, right?
Yeah. What?
Becky, that's
Yeah, our
actually...
friend Becky is from Maine. She wanted us to go up there, but we were in Florida at the time. We couldn't make it.
All right, yeah. I went to
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we were happy to come to DC for this. This is really cool. So we're part of an indie news team. We indie, like independent.
Indie, okay.
Yeah. These all these short terms. But so we broadcast live on the internet. We've been recording all day. We're going to be here covering, you know, the events and everything. I love your sign because it's the way it should be, and I feel like Congress is either got to get like the muck out of their ears or something, because especially if this doesn't prove a point, I don't know what does. You know?
I don't either. Yeah.
And especially with Obama's executive order potential power, you know, I've been saying, you know, what we do as citizens is we chain ourselves to equipment and we protest, or we come out with signs, or we hold marches or rallies, and all the
Thousands, yes. There are thousands here right now.
You know, write an executive order, demand that it's end. That's all it takes. And Congress is constantly deadlocked, and this shouldn't be an issue for debate. Yeah.
So this is for one side. This is a woman who had protested the last part of her life. She died at 92. Protesting against Iran and Afghanistan.
She's the one that was camped out in front of the White House?
No, she wasn't in the White House. She was in New Hampshire.
Oh.
Yeah, she came out by herself. It was a silent protest every Saturday up in her where she lives.
Wow.
For Helen Crow. This sign has been to Zuccotti Park in 2011, and I joined Hands Around the White House in 2011 as well. And, so it's a traveling sign for Helen Crow.
Wow, thank you so much. And what's your name?
My name is Deborah Butler.
Deborah Butler. Great to meet you. Thanks so much for being out
Thank
here.
you. I'm going to archive real quick. It can be about 10 seconds, everyone. We'll be right back.